Hello traders, and welcome to Trading the Trend. I am Dennis, and as promised I'm going to be doing these weekly looks at the top strong week trades that I am looking at. And we will start off by looking at our strong week rankings. And as you can see, the CAD, Canadian dollar, remains strong. And the yen remains weak. Matter of fact, these two have not changed places since the 28th of June. So a pretty good run for the CAD and the yen. So let's get right into the currency pairs. And here we have the CAD and the yen. This would have been our entry point, and you can see this thing just continues to push higher. So it was on Wednesday, the Canadian Central Bank had their rate decision. I think they raised rates by a whole quarter of a point. So that caused a lot of volatility here during the day, but it still finishes higher, and it's continuing to push. So this was our high point, which gave us a max of 325 pips from our entry point. So we'll chalk this one up in the 300 pip category. We'll see if we can't continue to move higher. It doesn't appear to be anything to suggest that this thing is not going to go higher at this point. Looking at this on a weekly, here's something I really am looking at. This really looks like a classic inverse head and shoulders. We had a shoulder here, the right shoulder here, and this large head area, and a very clear neckline. And on Friday, we just cracked that neckline. We pulled back a little bit, so we need to see some continuation here. We get above 89, and then of course then we have that 200 week moving average that's probably going to show some resistance there. But if we can clear that, this could definitely rise to the 100 area if we can clear both this red line and the 200 week moving average. So I'm watching that. So there's definitely more to this CAD yen trade to come. Now let's go to the next one I'm looking at, which is the New Zealand yen. Here we go. We'll get back to the daily. Okay, so on this one, it's been going sideways here for the last week and a half or so after this nice big uptrend. The New Zealand dollar has gotten a little bit weaker against other currencies, but the yen is still pretty weak. So actually on this candle here on Thursday, we hit a new high point, so 162 pips for our New Zealand yen pair, and this now makes 10 of the last 11 strong week trades that have gotten to at least 150 pips. So that's a pretty good run we're on right now. Now the next one I want to look at is New Zealand US dollar. There we go. Now this one we've been in for a long time. This goes all the way back here to the 5th of June. This thing just keeps heading higher. We had a pretty good pullback, hits the 34-day moving average, and then jumps right off of that. We actually got a new high here on Thursday. This one hit 231 pips, and no reason to think this thing may not go even higher, so we'll keep watching that one. Then we have the euro pound. There we go. This one's been a difficult one to stay in because we were negative for quite a while. Then we got into this profitable range, and then on Wednesday we hit a high point of 221 pips before the big reversal, and we've had a 3-day reversal since then. No telling where this thing is going, but if you had been in this trade, of course the smart thing would have been to have at least a break-even stop, if not a stop in the profit area. So we'll mark this one up as a trade that cleared over 200 pips. And then the next one I want to look at is not a strong week trade, but it is the Euro US dollar. And this one has some important action going on. Let's back out a little bit. As you can see, we've been in this trading range for like 2.5 years, and we're trying to break out of it. This red line here is at 1450. We're just inched above it. We got an actual closing candle above it, which we have not seen since back in January of 2015, that we were actually above that line on a closing candle. So this is a very important level here. If we can get some continuation and stay above this line and then eventually get above the 200-week moving average, this has a long ways that it can run, because we had this huge sell-off here when everybody thought the euro was going to die. It didn't die. Now that the euro seems to have stabilized a bit, and then now the US dollar is looking in trouble, so maybe this thing can break out and give us a nice run up for a while. No telling how far it will go, but as long as the trend is positive, I would be willing to go long in this trade right here. Anyway, that's what I got for the currencies this week. Hopefully everybody is making some money if you're following my trade ideas. I try to kind of leave it open to the individual trader just how you want to use this information. If you're what kind of time frame you're trading on, that's going to make a big difference in how you take your entries, where you place your profit targets and stops. But hopefully these are trade ideas that are keeping you going in the right direction. Anyway, y'all can keep up with me on a daily basis on my thread on baby pips, and hopefully everyone has a great weekend. Talk to you later.